If having CSL is wrong, then I don't want to be right. I'm Riley Swenson. That's Ben Paris. And Ben, how are the finals coming along for you?
Riley, it's been a bit of a grind, but once we get past next week, it's smooth sailing, all about having some fun this summer.
That's right. You got tests coming up, and a team that passed the test last weekend was ASU baseball.
ASU needed a good weekend in the Pac-12, and they got it with the sweep over UCLA, the first over the Bruins since 2010 in the first road sweep since 2016. To help us break it down, we welcome in our WCSN baseball reporter, Aiden Blank. And Aiden, they needed a good weekend. They came away with their most successful one of the season so far against UCLA.
Yeah, it was a bottom three team in the pack, but they did exactly what they were supposed to do and back for the final couple of home series this year.
We get to say it once more again this week, the final Pac-12 series. Last week it was against UCLA. This week another Southern California school, USC, at home here in Phoenix. And they're similar programs both historically and where they stand right now. Both 10 wins in conference play. Both 20 and 21 overall records this season. On paper, seems like it's going to be a pretty exciting matchup.
It should be. These two teams have more MLB players than anybody else in college baseball.
All right, and time to ask the question we have to ask every Friday. We never really know what the answer is going to be. Who's in the rotation this weekend? It seems like going into last weekend, they still didn't have it figured out. They had a successful weekend. Do they have any certainty on who's on the mound this week?
They did, and we know Friday and Saturday, at least for this week.
Coming off their third team victory of the season at the Thunderbird Collegiate, ASU men's golf is competing at the Pac-12 Championships at Desert Forest Golf Club in Carefree this weekend. And we welcome in our team of reporters. WCSN Sam Goodman and Aiden O'Neill are there. Sam, I want to start with you to talk about the Sun Devils' play as a team so far. They sit in 8th place right now at 21 over par. Washington's leading the golf tournament, the only school under par at 11 under. It's a shaky start for ASU in 8th place right now. What's got them off to this type of start?
Well, Ben, as you said, it's been a rough day at the office for the Sun Devils as they set in 8th place at 21 over with Washington leading the pack. And the biggest problem has been these course conditions today for the Sun Devils as they cannot land a putt with these green speeds. It's the opposite of the Thunderbird Collegiate. They are completely out of their comfort zone. It's on top of that, you've got crazy crosswinds out here blowing the ball all across the fairway, into the rough even, and the Devils are just missing. They're playing at the toughest conditions, and they're struggling to adjust.
And once again, Sam, Washington with a 24-shot lead right now at 11 under par. They have a 30-shot lead over Arizona State down in 8th place, who's trying to win their first Pac-12 championship since 2008. And the guy that's going to try to lead them there is Preston Summerhays. He won the Thunderbird Collegiate for a second year in a row just a few weeks ago, was named to the Palmer Cup team for Team USA. Coming up this summer is a semifinalist for the Ben Hogan Award, the award that goes to the best player in college golf. Aiden O'Neill, you've been following Preston so far today up there at Desert Forest. 75 in his first round, 4 over. He's now 6 over halfway through his second round. Not the start he's wanted either.
Yeah, man. Preston is 6 over halfway through the second round here at the Pac-12 Championships. And coming off of winning the Thunderbird Collegiate for the second year running, today has simply not been the same. Last year at this tournament, tied for 12th and 2 under overall. At this year's tournament, tied for 37. In order for the Sun Devil team as a whole to get back on track, Preston Summerhays is going to need to be a whole lot better. Ben?
All right, Aiden, Sam, thank you very much. As second round action continues today, the teams will play 18 holes tomorrow. On Saturday, it'll be moving day before the final round, another 18 holes on Sunday. And it looks like our reporters are battling some windy conditions as well, just like the players out there on the course. Guys, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you soon. Arizona, Arizona State, Cal, Colorado, Oregon, Oregon State, Stanford, UCLA, USC, Utah, Washington, and Washington State. The final time on Cronkite Sports Live that we will report on the Pac-12 Conference and our Impact segment. It's crazy to think that these 12 schools in the West will no longer be linked to one another when our show returns in the fall. The conference that sent a team to the most recent college football playoff national championship and was responsible for 3 quarterbacks being selected last night in the first round of the NFL draft is off into the sunset. For kids like me who grew up on this side of the country, it was a blast to watch the Conference of Champions, often after dark, as our introduction to college sports. Thank you to the Pac-12 for the rivalries and elite competition here in the West that we got to see and report on every single day. The conference with more national titles than any other will live on for a long, long time.
Arizona State University.
Some more of the highest scoring weekend of the season for ASU baseball, and this is Jacob Tobias. They're calling him Toby Tanks. He hit 2 home runs in the game on Sunday, one in the top of the first, and this one into the top of the fifth. Dead center field. ASU 13-1 win.
Number 98.
Top play of the week, number 1 on SportsCenter, so rightfully number 1 on CSL as John Vaughns hits a deep drive into right center field, but Isaiah Jackson says, "That's mine," keeps it in the yards as ASU gets the sweep in their final road trip in LA. He's just telling us how he really feels. ASU baseball earlier this month, it's Dustin Crenshaw laying down the bunt. Ethan Mendoza says, "I'm going to try to go behind the back with my glove." Didn't quite work out, or did it? Over to third, they still get the out. ASU dropped that game 5-3.
Eventually, interesting stuff.
The not top play of the semester was the fight of the year in college hockey at Alaska Fairbanks. Tucker Ness and Dawson Berensky getting after it. This led to suspensions for both of them and 222 penalty minutes being called in the final 43 seconds of that game.
Yeah, some wild stuff up there in Alaska, Ben, and that will do it for our show today. For Ben Paris and the rest of the crew that makes it possible each week here, our final show here and my final show here in season 20. But CSL will see you after the summer break. So long.